Well, I always have trouble picking Conor fights because I feel like the way that he plays his mind games is it's so tricky and so smart, and he's so next level with it that the mental warfare a lot of times can unravel. I mean, I never in a million years would have thought he would have knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. That blew my mind. So he is definitely a hard fighter to gauge, but if I'm just looking at this from the outside perspective, and I'm going to kind of take out the mental warfare, because I do think that he respects Poirier, and I don't think maybe it will be as cutthroat as it has been in the past with some fighters. I think Poirier, because I feel like he has evolved so much more since the last time they fought. I feel like he's really come into his own as a man. Like, he's filled out, he's stronger, his defense is much better. His offense has improved. And I'm sure Conor's improving as well too. But he hasn't been as active, and I haven't seen him tested as much in the way that I think that Dustin will. It's been a while since, when he fought Cowboy, he kind of just caught Cowboy, clipped him, and I just don't think that Cowboy was up to the potential, in that fight. Like, he wasn't 100% the whole time. So we didn't see that, although I think that would have been I would have loved to see a more competitive fight there. I think it would have gave us some more telltales on how he would do with Dustin. But long story short, I gotta say Dustin. I just think he's been more active, and I think he's more improved and focused. Dustin's very, very focused. He's gone on to win an interim championship since. He's done a lot with his career, and Conor's kind of been all over the place and making a lot of money. He went over to boxing. He's been doing a lot of different things, but I would say it's probably more divided focus than what I think I see out of Dustin Poirier.
Might go with Dustin on this one. I think he's going to TKO him. I think he's been showing a lot more power. He's been putting together some crisp combinations. He's showing like some gritty, tough fights. He looked real good in that the Max Holloway fight. So we'll see, man. If Conor doesn't show up in shape and he doesn't put him away in that first round, I can see Poirier getting a TKO. So I'm gonna go with Poirier.
I don't know. I think Conor wins. I think he finishes.
Dustin Poirier. I'm gonna go this time for the underdog. Yeah, anything can happen, especially like Conor McGregor and Dustin. They're both like they have a lot of precision, the punches, heavy punches too. So that fight could go to knockout, and it won't impress me by Dustin.
I don't know, man. We haven't seen Conor in a while, but Dustin's looking good, man. Like, it's unbelievable how good he's looked. And he gets better every fight. You think, like, after a couple of wars, you think maybe he might slow down, but he just doesn't. And the Hooker fight I thought was really crazy. Like, they didn't, like, set a slow pace and build up at all. It was just, like, action the whole 5 rounds. So I'm kind of leaning towards him. Dustin. Yeah, Dustin. Sorry.
I'm gonna go with Conor. He's gonna pull it out. He's got really good. Although Dustin's striking's gotten a lot better, I think Conor's got his number.
Oh yeah, definitely interesting. Poirier is so talented. So is Conor. Their last fight, how it played out, I remember seeing it. I watched it actually like several weeks back again, and like how it played out. I mean, Poirier got hit and clipped kind of on the side of back of the head, kind of somewhat through a punch. It was a clean punch though, and like had the fight play out. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go for the next fight, but man, I'm really looking forward to watching it. Man, that's a tough one. I don't know. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna think about that. I need to go back to Poirier's last fights, and I can make a logical guess.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be a really close fight. But I guess if gun to my head and I had to pick, I'd say that Conor being inactive doesn't seem to affect him. Like, I think that he is like a Dominic Cruz, where he might be inactive in competition, but I think in the training room he's still always putting in the work. And like some people, like, ring rust is not a thing, and I think Conor is like that. And I think that he's probably just gonna like pull something crazy and magical off like he normally does. But I it's hard to say that too, because I have a ton of respect for Poirier. Like, he's a really great fighter, but I still see it going Conor's way.
I'm going with Conor. I think he's already got the one win. He called out Dustin for this fight. Conor kind of gets to pick his call his shots at this point. You know, so he's fighting a guy that he already beat. He's fighting a guy that he wants to fight on his timeline. And I just think, like, Conor has showed improvement since that last fight. Obviously, Dustin has too. But if there's one thing, you know, I think Dustin's a beast. You know, I just obviously been breaking down his fights against Max, and he's so talented. But I just think that he does get hit in fights, and, you know, that left hand from Conor is a kiss of death. So I just, you know, I just don't see him being able to withstand the power for 5 rounds. It's a 5-round fight, right? Yeah, it's a main event, yeah.
And the first fight, I said Poirier. I said that was his. If Conor beat Dustin, like, I would finally start believing the hype train. And he went out and he did what he did, but I would still go with Poirier again. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I still had the same exact thought process in that fight as the first one, and I'm hoping he just makes some of his boxes so much better. I shouldn't hope. I mean, actually, I do. I'm a fan of Conor. I shouldn't say that, but I do think that that Poirier is going to find a way to win.
Dustin's my man. I'm a huge Dustin fan. One of my favorite fighters. It's a tough fight though. Conor's been. We haven't seen Conor in a year now. I feel like the year flew by, but Dustin's been super active. I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm sticking with Dustin on that one. How's he gonna win? Maybe he might jump a guillotine. You never know. I'm gonna go with Dustin. I don't know exactly though.